A seemingly ordinary house cat named Luna unexpectedly removed all the puppies from the care of the neighboring dog. When the pet owners discovered the true reason behind these events, they were deeply shocked. Luna was far from ordinary. Her coat shone with a vibrant orange hue, and her sparkling sapphire eyes caught everyone's attention. Yet it wasn't only her appearance that made her special. Luna possessed an extraordinary maternal instinct that went well beyond typical feline behavior. The Roberts family, consisting of Emma, John, and their young son Liam, took Luna in when she was just a kitten. They found her shivering from cold and loneliness in an old box near a corner coffee shop. Liam, who was only 9 at the time, immediately formed a strong bond with the tiny stray and pleaded with his parents to bring her home. The first days in the new environment were challenging for Luna. She hid beneath the sofa and only ventured out at night to find food, while Liam sat for hours by her hiding place, softly speaking to her and trying to earn her trust. Gradually, Luna began to adjust to her new family. As she grew, her personality blossomed. Clever and curious, she soon learned how to open cupboards, turn on the nightlight, and even fetch Liam's school bag each morning. What amazed everyone even more was her remarkable ability to empathize with others. One day, Liam brought home an injured sparrow. Luna immediately assumed the role of caretaker for the little bird, staying by the small box where it lay for hours, vigilantly guarding it and attempting to feed it. Thanks to her attentive care, the sparrow soon recovered and flew away. On another occasion, during a fierce storm, a nest with several kittens landed in the Roberts' yard. Undeterred by the heavy rain, Luna rushed to the rescue, carrying each kitten carefully onto the porch. She stayed with them all night, warming them until the tempest subsided and their biological mother returned. Luna's deeds soon became legendary in the neighborhood. Neighbors frequently visited the Roberts' home just to see this remarkable cat, and the children delighted in playing with her, to which Luna responded with affection. However, one day Emma noticed that Luna was behaving strangely. The cat would sit by the window for long periods, gazing into the distance with a look of longing, eating less, and seeming depressed. Worried, the Roberts took her to the veterinarian. The examination revealed an unexpected discovery. Luna was pregnant and expecting kittens. The news unleashed a torrent of emotions. Liam was thrilled at the prospect of kittens, Emma fretted over Luna's health, and John began to contemplate how they would manage the arrival of new members. The following week was spent preparing. Liam crafted a cozy nest from old blankets and pillows. John purchased special food for pregnant cats, and Emma stayed by Luna's side, closely monitoring her condition. When the time for delivery came, Luna withdrew to a storage room, allowing no one near her. The family listened intently to the soft purrs emanating from her retreat. After several hours, Luna emerged, exhausted yet dignified. To everyone's dismay, no kittens followed. John peeked into the nest and froze. 3 tiny kittens lay motionless, born lifeless. The emergency veterinarian explained that such tragedies can occur, especially with young queens. Luna was inconsolable. She would not leave her kittens, persistently licking them and trying to warm them. The Roberts didn't know how to help her overcome the loss. They offered her toys and treats, but Luna remained indifferent. A week later, she finally emerged from her hiding place, but the spark that had once animated her was gone. She became quiet and withdrawn, spending hours by the window. Liam tried to play with her, but in vain, and Emma and John grew increasingly worried about her condition. Once again, the family sought the veterinarian's help, hoping to find a way to lift Luna from her depression. Liam spent long hours talking softly to her, convinced that his voice might help her overcome the sorrow. Then, on one sweltering summer day, everything changed. While playing in the yard, Liam heard an odd squeak behind the fence. Approaching cautiously, he saw Luna gently carrying a tiny puppy in her mouth, a small, grey, softly whimpering creature. Liam was utterly astonished. He called his parents, and the entire family watched in disbelief as Luna carefully set the puppy on the grass and began to lick it as if it were one of her own kittens. The Roberts were baffled by the sudden appearance of the puppy and unsure of what to do next. John suggested taking the puppy to a shelter or notifying the authorities, but Emma objected upon seeing the tenderness with which Luna cared for it. While the adults argued, Liam brought a basket and a soft towel from the house, placing the puppy inside, and Luna immediately leaped in to settle beside it. Touched by the scene, Emma and John decided to keep the puppy temporarily. In the following days, the family put up notices around the neighborhood about the found puppy, but no one came forward. Meanwhile, Luna continued to care for the puppy with unwavering devotion. She never strayed far from it, constantly warming and licking it. To Liam's amazement, Luna even began feeding the puppy with her own milk, a phenomenon that the veterinarian later confirmed was extremely rare. Luna would rise every 2 hours, even in the middle of the night, to nurse the little one, demonstrating her true maternal instinct. On the third day, she mysteriously disappeared again. The Roberts assumed she was merely out for a stroll, but soon Luna returned with another puppy, slightly larger than the first, with the same grey coat. She carefully placed the new arrival into the basket and resumed caring for both. The family was completely perplexed. Where was Luna finding these puppies, and why was she bringing them home? John speculated that perhaps the neighbor's dog had recently given birth, which had prompted Luna, driven by the instinct awakened by the loss of her own kittens, to rescue the newborn puppies. Emma wanted to question the neighbors, but before she could, Luna brought a third puppy, then a fourth and a fifth. By the end of the week, the Roberts' home had transformed into a sanctuary for 5 fragile grey puppies, all lovingly cared for by Luna. Despite her ingenious care for this unusual brood, Luna's milk was insufficient for all 5 puppies. Liam began supplementing their feeding with formula from a bottle. As if understanding his intentions, Luna waited until he finished before resuming the process by licking the puppies clean. Soon, the truth emerged. Mrs. Crawford, the neighbor whose dog had recently given birth, complained that her pet was left without puppies. She explained that she had seen Luna sneaking into her yard at night, taking the puppies one by one. It turned out that the mother dog was indifferent to her litter, and Luna, driven by the pain of losing her own kittens, decided to take the abandoned puppies under her wing. The story of the cat who stole the puppies spread throughout the community. Some admired Luna, while others condemned her actions. Mr. Lopez, the owner of the local shop, often brought freshly baked buns to the Roberts, hailing Luna as a heroine. Yet Mrs. Crawford insisted on the return of her puppies and even threatened to call the police. Caring for 5 puppies alongside a grieving cat became an overwhelming burden for the Roberts. Veterinary bills mounted, and the constant clamor in the house increased the tension. Emma and John frequently argued about what to do next, while neighbors whispered and suggested contacting animal control. One day, a police officer arrived at the Roberts' door, accompanied by several neighbors, including Mrs. Crawford, intent on resolving the situation. The officer was welcomed into the home by a family determined to defend Luna. After examining the cat and the puppies and listening to Liam's account of Luna's devoted care, as well as Emma's explanation that the cat had rescued the puppies from the indifference of their biological mother, the moved officer proposed a compromise. The puppies would remain with the Roberts until they grew older, after which their fate would be decided. Luna's extraordinary story touched the entire community. Her actions inspired people to be kinder to one another, proving that love and care can indeed transcend all boundaries, uniting a small town.